Hi everybody and welcome back to the tasting room. We're sampling today one of the most famous Islay drams. This is Lagavulin 16. So again, this is a Scotch whiskey from the Isle of Islay, where they're known best possibly for their use of peat moss in the drying process of their barley, giving it that smoky flavor that some despise and others love so dearly. So there it is, right up front on the palate. Good helping of peat smoke and brine. The spray of the sea. There's also in there a light fruit note, barely there, almost like a pear or something. It definitely has an underlying sweetness, but it's not as overbearingly fruity as a lot of sherry cask whiskeys. You just get a little how do you do from the fruit, but the main event is definitely the peat and the brine. I'm almost getting a little bit of a cured meat, like a beef jerky. No doubt from that salty, smoky kind of aroma there. Again, like I'm saying, that brine and the peat, that's the main event, but it's not overwhelmingly so. I mean, it's a remarkably delicate nose for as complex as it is. Alright. So it takes a second to open up there on the palate, but once it does, it's just as complex as the nose. You get soft billows of smoke with persistent waves of spice. There's that delicate sweetness again, maybe a fruit note, and then on to vanilla. It kind of changes as it sits on your palate. As it evolves, you almost get kind of a menthol type of a flavor. Finishes with just waves of spice, more of that gentle smoke in there. And an earthy flavor of a tobacco leaf maybe on the palate. Alright, so to rate this one here, on the nose, we had just all that smoke and brine. Again, that was the main event. Not terribly overbearing though. There was a little bit of that iodine in there that you'll get from the Islay smoke bombs, and then some subtle sweeter notes in there. I'm going to go ahead and give the nose for this one 23.5 points. It was delicate, it was complex. The aromas kind of evolved in the glass. For the taste for this one, on the palate it opened up with some spice and smoke. I kind of set the tone for the experience. Again, some sweeter undertones. Transitioned into some vanilla, a little bit of that menthol as it evolved on the palate. I'm going to give the taste for this one 22.5 points. The finish, that persistent smoke, lots of good hearty spice, some earthy flavors. I'm going to give the finish for this one 23 points. And in the overall balance, I thought this was an incredibly well-rounded whiskey. I'm going to put the overall balance at 24. And that's going to leave me with an overall score of 93 points for this Lagavulin 16 year. Well, that's all the time I have for you today, folks. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you hit that little thumbs up button down there. And then if you're not already a member to my channel, go ahead and hit that button and subscribe. And then after you do, make sure you ding that little bell next to the subscribe button to make sure you get notifications of new videos that come out. New videos come out on the weekends, and I would hate for you to miss one. So go ahead and do that for me, and I will see you again next week, right here on The Tasting Room.